From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The library's done a great job in accommodating for the construction.
I'm Edgar Cedillo at the Bozeman Public Library. There's a lot of changes going on, and I'll give you a quick construction update.
Last-minute rallies and demonstrations by DACA and DREAMER recipients trying to get Congress to do something before the new Congress takes over in January. What's the chances that they are successful and a bill passes? We break down the odds next.
6:30 on this Monday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Obviously, Joe St. George in a different place than we are.
Yeah, we are.
Green grass. We haven't seen that for a while.
Nope. A lot of frozen stuff around here,
man.
and it's not really taking its time. It's not just clearing out. Our temperatures by the afternoon should warm up pretty nicely, but it's frigid this morning.
It is cold.
Bundle the kids up as they head out to school, if they have school today. There's several schools that are out all week. Kind of threw me for a loop.
Temperatures.
Temperatures.
If they don't, just go down there and wake them up and scare them anyway if they missed it.
You're late for school, kid. All right, temperature in Butte, 2 below zero. That won't happen. 5 degrees in Belgrade. Several areas into the teens. You can see traffic is moving along fine. Our daytime highs near the freezing mark. We'll see more clouds later this afternoon, but clearing again this evening. That marks the potential of another chilly start tomorrow. We're going to talk about our snow chances heading into Thanksgiving. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:31. The traffic there kind of quiet this morning, but things are not so quiet at the Bozeman Public Library as of late. TN's Edgar Cedillo checks in on how construction changing a familiar place.
Inside the doors of the Bozeman Public Library, things look and feel a little different with construction renovations taking place. The library has condensed in order to still serve the community.
Come on in. The library's done a great job in accommodating for the construction, so we've still been able to come, especially to the kids area.
The Romero family has still been able to come in and check out books, even though there are signs of construction all over. But even with all the construction, that isn't stopping Graham, the youngest, from picking out books to read.
What's your best guess for how many books?
Maybe 10.
We are open. We're a smaller library now, but we are open. We have seen quite a drop-off. People think we're closed because of construction.
Construction at the library has been underway for about a month now, but staff says things are moving according to plan and even a little faster.
We're subtly a little ahead of schedule. We're doing things we thought weren't going to happen until phase 2 now to make sure there's access when we're ready to open up.
The library has remained open, and having the library be more condensed has meant more community building.
A lot of the same people again and again, getting to know each other, and that's exciting too.
But construction has changed that feeling of calmness, but that won't last long.
Kind of eerie a little bit in the library at night.
Even though there are still months of construction left, the Romeros are still looking forward to a newly renovated library.
I'm just excited to see what it looks like. I just don't know what to expect.
Library staff wants residents to know that even with all the construction going on, hours have not changed. In downtown Bozeman, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
And of course, we'll continue to check in with them from time to time. Meantime, on the national scene, a new push to protect the 650,000 or so immigrants who first came to the U.S. when they were children. For years, these so-called dreamers have faced threats of deportation because of either expiring paperwork, unfavorable court hearings, or political rhetoric. Our Joe St. George looks at the last-ditch effort to try and pass something in Congress before the new year.
Congress, time is ticking!
This is not the first.
This is what democracy looks like!
Or the largest.
Congress, do your job!
March like this, you've seen covered.
No!
In fact, this march is not the first for most people here. How many of these have you been to now?
Too many.
But for Blanca Cuyazo, a DACA recipient from Phoenix, this march outside the U.S. Capitol recently is one of the most important.
Right now, it's now or never.
Why this sense of urgency? You see, currently the House, Senate, and White House are all run by Democratic leaders who have previously supported DACA and a pathway to citizenship for those who came to the U.S. illegally as children. Come January, though, the House will be run by Republicans, many of whom have spoken out against DACA and a pathway to citizenship in the past.
Who we are!
As a result, Blanca knows the odds of getting something done next year is low. That's why she's traveled a long way to push lawmakers to get something done. over the next few weeks.
We're all really mad. We have been living our lives in limbo.
The reality, though, is if something could have passed Congress by now, it probably would have. But Democratic leaders have given the green light to try and find a deal over the next few weeks. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois is leading negotiations. He recently gave us an update.
We need 10 Republicans who will step up and join us in this effort. I can think of 4 or 5 as I stand here. We need more. We've got an opportunity. That opportunity is the month of December.
That opportunity may require Democrats to do something for conservatives that so far many have been unwilling to do, provide substantial funding and structural changes to address the current situation at our border. Many Republicans have stressed that the country can't be giving away citizenship cards without better border security. 2 million plus migrants tried to enter our country last year.
We need a pathway to citizenship.
As for Blanca, she's just glad a political fight over immigration is poised to happen over this holiday season. Whether or not she'll win, well, right now she's just believing.
I believe that we will win.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
All right, 6:35. If you could spend 8 weeks of one-on-one time with somebody of a much different generation than you, think about what would happen. Many experts say you'd likely find you have more in common than you thought. Elizabeth Ruiz shows us a program working to end division in our country by fighting ageism.
This high school campus is where Mary Lee Bartlett and Beckett Rogers first met.
I'm telling you, I would add him as my grandchild. That's how much I love him.
They are nearly 70 years apart in age, but they're basically best friends.
We were both willing to be open with one another, share experiences that we've both been through, whether it be racial injustice, familial tragedies, or just familial love.
They became close by participating in an 8-week program called Sages and Seekers.
We bring older adults together with teens, the 2 most marginalized age groups.
Ellie Katz is the founder. Her goal is to end ageism and build empathy between generations.
The younger brain is just wildly wonderful, and the older brain is more methodical. So they both have something to bring to the table.
The sages bring their wisdom while the seekers bring their energy. Ellie says she contacted a neurological researcher to study the program's impact.
When someone is listening to a story, it lights up parts of the brain that do not get lit up if someone's lecturing or talking or telling you what to do.
One measurable outcome from the research was an increased feeling of empathy for the other generation. But the largest impact, research found, was that forming an intergenerational bond gave participants a greater purpose in life.
Everything's so fast-paced that we're losing connection with each other. And that is the thing, our humanity is the one thing we all have in common.
Patty Bishop helps facilitate the program that can be offered online and in person anywhere from coast to coast and across the world.
The sages tell stories, and the seekers can respect the journey they've taken, the rough times they've had, the good times they've had, where they've succeeded in life and where it didn't look like success, but they got back up. And I think that it gives the seekers hope for the future.
That hope goes both ways.
I believe, here I go again, that God brought us together. I do. Because I was feeling a little down about what's happening in the United States. I was, for an old lady. I said, oh, well. And then I came to this and met Beckett, and that was it. I've been joyful.
Especially when you have someone rooting for you.
You're a wonderful young man. And you have a praying woman praying for you every day.
In Los Angeles, I'm Elizabeth Ruiz reporting.
Well, late last week, Yellowstone National Park released the name of the man whose foot was found floating in a hot spring last summer. It belonged to 70-year-old Il Hoon Rowe from Los Angeles, California. It's confirmed as a thermal-related death. Rowe's death made us wonder, are hot springs or bears more dangerous in Yellowstone? Penny Preston has the answer in this morning's Yellowstone Revealed.
I was at Norris Geyser Basin June 8, 2016, when park rangers were trying to recover the body of a man who had fallen into a hot spring the day before. The first recovery was delayed by a storm, and by the next day, the 212-degree acidic water left nothing to recover. I filed a Freedom of Information Act request, and the partially redacted report revealed the man's sister, who was with him, had videotaped his slip into the hot pool after the two had hiked several hundred feet up the hill above the boardwalk, where signs had warned visitors to stay. In November, Deputy Chief Laurent Ferres told me,
they were specifically, moving in that area looking for a place that potentially they could get into and soak. I think they call it hot potting.
1 year earlier, a park concessionaire employee was killed by a grizzly bear near Elephant Back Trailhead in the eastern part of the park. The death drew national attention as the third inside the park in recent years. But there had been other deadly grizzly attacks just outside the park, one near Yellowstone's east entrance in 2010. The victim was a Shoshone Forest cabin owner who had hiked into the area where a grizzly boar had been trapped and drugged by USGS researchers. Another man was killed that year in Soda Butte Campground near Yellowstone's northeast entrance. He had been attacked while sleeping in his tent. So what is the deadliest feature of the world's first national park? This book, written by retired park historian Lee Whittlesey and updated park records, have the answer. 22 people were killed by burns from thermal-related injuries, and 8 people died from bear attacks since 1872. But 123 people drowned in Yellowstone's icy waters. For MTN News, I'm Penny Preston reporting with Yellowstone Revealed.
Right, 6:41, time for a break here on Montana This Morning. We come back, we have